Welcome to LinkG Biography channel, where we take you on an unforgettable journey through the lives of history's most inspiring figures, uncovering the stories that ignite passion and drive for greatness. Introduction: a college dropout, barefoot, wandering around campus, sneaking into classes he wasn't even enrolled in. Sounds like a lost cause, right? Well, that guy would go on to change the world. You know his name, Steve Jobs. But here's the crazy part. He didn't just create a company, he built a revolution. Stick around, because this is the unbelievable journey of the man behind Apple. Chapter 1: Humble Beginnings. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 in San Francisco, but right from the start, life threw him a curveball. He was put up for adoption. His adoptive parents, Paul and Clara Jobs, weren't rich, but they made sure he got an education. Steve was always a curious kid, fascinated by electronics, and spent hours tinkering in the garage with his dad. Fast forward to college. He drops out of Reed College after just 6 months. Sounds like a failure, right? But hold on, because what happens next is mind-blowing. Chapter 2: The Turning Point. Jobs wasn't just wasting time after dropping out. He started taking calligraphy classes, fascinated by design and typography. Little did he know, this would shape the very foundation of Apple's aesthetic years later. But the real game-changer? Meeting his brilliant, tech-savvy friend Steve Wozniak. Together, they built the first Apple computer in Jobs' parents' garage. And in 1976, Apple was born. But success? That didn't come easy. Chapter 3: Struggles and Triumphs. You'd think Apple was an instant success, right? Nope. Steve was a visionary but also a perfectionist, sometimes to a fault. In 1985, he was actually fired from the very company he created. Imagine that. Kicked out of Apple. But here's where things get even crazier. Instead of giving up, he founded another company, Next, and bought Pixar for just $5 million. Yeah, that Pixar, the one that made Toy Story and changed animation forever. And guess what? A decade later, Apple was struggling, and they had no choice but to bring him back. Steve Jobs returned in 1997, and within years, he turned Apple into a global powerhouse. But how did he do it? Chapter 4: The Key to Success. Steve Jobs had one secret weapon: obsession. He obsessed over design, simplicity, and innovation. His philosophy: people don't know what they want until you show it to them. He revolutionized technology with products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Under his leadership, Apple skyrocketed, hitting a market value of over $300 billion by 2011. But the most important lesson? Jobs wasn't afraid to fail, and he never stopped pushing boundaries. Chapter 5: The Legacy. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, but his legacy? It's everywhere. Every smartphone, every sleek, minimalist gadget, every tech keynote trying to mimic his style, it all traces back to him. Apple is now worth over $3 trillion, and his vision continues to shape the future. But his story isn't just about business. It's about resilience, passion, and daring to think differently. And here's the real takeaway: you don't have to be a genius or have a perfect plan. You just have to start. Conclusion: Steve Jobs showed us that setbacks aren't the end. They're just part of the journey. So what's your next step? If his story fired you up, hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping success stories. And remember, stay curious, stay hungry, and keep chasing your dreams. Thanks for watching.